So, good day everyone. Ito ang pangalawang topic na ating pag-uusapan ngayon tungkol sa computer. So, ang tawag dito ay components of a computer system. So, ang bawat computer system mga kaibigan ay mayroong following three basic components. So, ang una ay input unit, ang pangalawa Central Processing Unit or CPU, at ang pangatlo ay ang input o output unit. So, kilalanin natin si input unit. Si input unit, mga kaibigan, ang base pa dito, these components help users enter data and commands into a computer system. So, data can be in the form of numbers, words, actions, commands, etc. So, the main function of input device is to direct commands and data into computers. So, computers then use their CPU to process this data and produce output. For example, mga kaibigan, a laptop's keyboard is an input unit that enters numbers and characters. Similarly, even mouse can be an input unit for entering directions and commands. Other examples include barcode readers, magnetic ink character readers or MICR, optical character readers or OCR, etc. So another example of input devices is touchscreens. Users can simply touch these screens without using any other device to enter commands. From smartphones to ATM machines, these input devices are becoming very popular these days. So, si CPU naman or Central Processing Unit. After receiving data and commands from users, a computer system now has to process it according to the instructions provided. Here, it has to rely on a component called the Central Processing Unit. The CPU further uses these three elements. So, ano yung three elements ng CPU? Una, memory unit. Once ang user enters data using input devices, the computer system stores this data in its memory unit. This data will now remain here until other components of CPU processes it. The memory unit uses a set of program instructions to further transmit this data to other parts of the CPU. So, pangalawa or letter B, arithmetic and logic unit. So, this part of the CPU performs arithmetic operations. It does basic mathematical calculations like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, etc. Further, it can even perform logical functions like the comparison of data. So, ang pangatlo ay control unit. This unit is the backbone of computers. Itong control unit, mga kaibigan. It is responsible for coordinating tasks between all components of computer system. The control unit collects data from input units and sends it into processing units depending on its nature. Finally, it also further transmits process data to output units for users. So, si output unit, kilalanin natin. The third and final component of a computer system is the output unit. After processing of data, it is converted into a format which humans can understand. After conversion, the output units displays this data to users. Example mga kaibigan of output devices includes monitors, screens, printers, and speakers. Thus, outputs unit basically reproduce the data formatted by the computer for users' benefit. So, components of computers. Ito na. Ito na ang highlight mga kaibigan. Una, motherboard. So, ano ba ito motherboard? All components of a computer communicate through a circuit board called motherboard. So, lahat ng mga components ng mga kaibigan makikommunicate talaga sa motherboard. The motherboard is a printed circuit board and foundation of a computer that is the biggest board in a computer chassis. It allocates power and allows communication to and between the CPU or Central Processing Unit, RAM or Random Access Memory, and all other computer hardware components. So the motherboard's video card and Central Processing Unit are contained in an integrated built-in chipset. So pangalawang components ng computer ay ang CPU or Central Processing Unit. The CPU is often called the brain of a computer. Siya ang utak ng computer mga kaibigan. Doon lahat ng mga storage ng mga memory ng computer. Thanks to its direct plug connection to the motherboard and communication with all the computer's other components. So, pangatlo ay ang GPU or Graphics Processing Unit. It's not uncommon to hear gamers obsess over next new graphics card and as these graphics cards can make it possible for computers to generate high-end visuals like those found in the many different types of video games. So, ang pang-apat mga kaibigan ay ang RAM o Random Access Memory. Kahit sa cellphone, meron din itong tinatawag na RAM mga kaibigan. So, ang RAM, also known as Volatile Memory, stores data regarding frequently accessed programs and processes. It's called volatile memory because it gets erased every time the computer restarts. So kaya pala mawawala yung mga files natin, yung mga information na nilagay natin sa RAM kasi pag ma-restart ito, ang ating computer ma-restart. So kaya tinatawag siyang volatile memory dahil mawawala lang yung mga files natin pag na-restart yung computer. So, pang-lima ay storage. So, ano ba itong storage? All computers need somewhere to store their data. Modern computers either use a hard disk drive or HDD or solid state drive. So, itong mga HDD at SSD mga kaibigan, malaking capacity na ito ng storage na kahit hundreds of songs or thousands of songs or videos ang ilagay mo, malaki pa rin ang kanyang capacity na makalagay ng information or files. So, yung HDD are made of an actual disk onto which data is stored. The disk is read by a mechanical arm. Ang HDD are cheaper than SSDs. Mas mura daw yung HDD kaysa tinatawag na SSD, but are slowly becoming more and more obsolete. So, SSDs or SIM cards have no moving parts and are faster than a hard drive because no time is spent waiting for a mechanical arm to find on a physical location on the disk. So yun mga kaibigan, ang components of a computer system. So sana may natutunan ka at nakabahagi ako sana ng kaalaman sa inyo, lalo na pag nag-aaral ka ng computer, sana magagamit mo ito, kaibigan. Maging kabahagi ng iyong pag-aaral hanggang makatapos ka ng iyong kurso o degree. Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Sana mag-subscribe ka para sa susunod natin na mga video. Bye-bye!